What do you love the most, John, just overall about the business, racing in general? Because I would imagine, and I could be wrong, that, maybe why not go do something else, right? Not like anybody has a gun to your head that you have to do this. So, what is it that you really, at the end of the day, just love about all of this? And maybe not necessarily, again, not specifically talking about this new role, but NASCAR, Wood Brothers racing, and just the opportunity here, being with family, and everything that goes into this.
So this is not the answer you're looking for, but it's sort of a revelation I just had. All this time, I've wanted the race team to do well, and I've felt a sense of connection to it, but it never really felt like it was mine. It never felt like it was something that I had really contributed in a massive way toward and had any real sweat and equity in it. And this is completely separate. But along the way, for years now, I've kind of been interested in grass and growing things and being outside. And so over the past couple of years, I've sort of formed a little side business with like not mowing, but like treating lawns. And I feel like I'm pretty good at it because a lot of people ask me to help. I've expanded that. I do a lot of work with irrigation systems, backflow preventers. I do all this crap, but that interested me. And it never really dawned on me until recently, but the only reason that it did was because I was able to call it mine. And it was something that I had built and that I was able to be proud of. And the race team was there, but I didn't have that sense of pride and connection with it the way I did my silly little lawn business. And so what's crazy is when NASCAR.com did the announcement that I had taken over the spot, I knew that it was going to be on this particular Thursday at 12 o'clock. But I was so wrapped up in making sure that I get over to this guy's house and swap out the irrigation heads in his yard. I completely forgot about the announcement. I'm over in his yard with a shovel, knee deep in mud. I got like mud all over my face, my hands, and simultaneous, like it was 11:59 and the announcement was coming at 12. 11:59, he's like, so what are y'all doing about a driver next year? Or something like that. It was some question pertaining to NASCAR. And it like hit me. Oh man, something was happening today at 12. What was, oh yeah. Hey, go grab your phone and go to NASCAR.com real quick and see if anything's up. So he goes and does that. And he's like, wait a second here. So you're now the president of this race team, the oldest race team in existence, and you're standing in my yard making $25 to swap out these irrigation heads. And I'm like, I'm just a dumbass. What else can I say? But it was so surreal. It was surreal to him that I'm standing there doing that and taking pride in that and not what was to him a much, much bigger deal. And it didn't really make sense to me at the time, but as a few days have passed, it does now that that's the reason I took pride in that. And now I can take pride in this. And it's not that I shouldn't have before or should have. It's just now I'm in a spot where I feel like I've earned it and my family's counting on me to do this right.
When we were texting to set this up, you said, make sure you ask me about my side hustle because it all ties in. So was that the
Kind of. Yes and no. Like all this just sort of made sense to me just now. Like, and that's what's so weird about all this is like I'm sitting here piecing your questions together, and it's like, why do I care about something that brings so little money, that is so much manual labor using a shovel, digging holes, no telling what kind of cancers I'm going to have from dealing with these chemicals that I'm spraying. When I've got this business over here that I'm now the boss of, that people would do anything in the world they could do to be a part of. And I take the most pride in getting the cancers from these chemicals, but not really. Like it, and I think I've just made it make sense to me. So I hope it makes sense to you that I don't know. I'm just talking in circles, but I'm really, really proud to be where I'm at now. And it's like, even down to, I've never been one to wear hats before, but like I catch myself wearing Wood Brothers stuff, not merchandise, but like apparel, just in a random day. And it's something I've never done before because I've just never really felt that connection. And now I do. And it took this change for that to happen. But I think more importantly, it's the fact that my dad and Lynn and Kim felt enough respect and enough of my ability to put me in this spot.
When you say there about you didn't have that feeling until now, did you even realize that you wanted that feeling or that it would mean as much to you now that you have it?
Well, it's like just little things. Like, so let's say, I don't like going back to when Blaney was driving and he crashes in qualifying. And I'm talking to my dad and I'm like, yeah, I can't believe y'all crashed in qualifying. Without knowing any better and without consciously saying us versus y'all, I would always make it his team, their team. Y'all crashed today. Y'all had a good day today. That was really cool to see you guys win at Pocono. I never really felt a part of it. I went from being a driver to a wanderer. I didn't really have a spot with a title, and that title could have been painter. It could have been director of marketing. It could have been anything, mechanic. It didn't really matter, but I didn't have a spot where I belonged in this race team. And I think that's why I never really felt like it was mine or I had any vested interest in it. I did get part ownership in the team as well as Jordan and Kevin 2018 or 19, somewhere around there. That's when we became like actual on paper owners. But still that didn't really that didn't have the magnitude that this does.